All right, Shalom Akim. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's the true name of the Heavenly Father and His Son in the Hebrew. All right, the Lashman Kadash. All right. Of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. All right, that's feeding the flock. And of course, I want to say peace and salutations to all the sincere Akim that's pushing this truth. Peace to the hopeful elect. And, I'm the brother of Mafba. I'm from Great Millstone Plaintables camp, located here in Philadelphia, PA, and Great Babylon. All right, that's America. All right. Right now, I'm gonna go into just a short, little topic about our heritage. All right. Because the Lord gave us a heritage, which is our identity, these law, statutes, commandments. The Lord gave us this for possession. All right. And this is what we supposed to rock. Everywhere we go, it shows who we actually are. Amongst all the other nations, because the other nations don't have this. All right. All right. So, we gonna go into the lesson. This is Baruch 4 and 1. It reads, "This is the book of the commandments of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, in the law that endured forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." All right? Because, when you come to this truth, you're going to start to, of course, follow the law, statutes, commandments. All right? It being, our heritage. It was given unto us by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that's the Most High and His Son. All right? And we are to obey and hearken onto it. All right? Because it's going to lead to life. It's going to lead to understanding, wisdom, amongst, some things that it leads to. And, don't count those as little, because that is a lot. All right? As you know, that anything other than these scriptures is going to lead to death. All right? For you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which you are the Hebrew Israelites. All right? According to the scriptures. You go back to 12 tribes. All right? You got you got Judah, which is the Negroes. All right? You got Benjamin, which is the so-called West Indians. All right? You got Levi, you so-called Haitians. You got Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans. You got Issachar, you got so-called Mexicans. All right? You got, going down Cubans, you got the Native Americans, Gad, and all of that. Going down to the 12 tribes. Refer back to, of course, the Table of Nations. All right? Which we it's 12 tribes, and we go back to, of course, the nation of Israel. Yasha Allah, which means we are the princes of the power, all right? Of the Most High. All right? We're children of the Most High power, all right? So let's continue on. It reads, "Turn thee, O Jacob," all right, because Jacob had, of course, 12 sons, all right, which make up the nation of Israel. Those 12 sons was the patriarchs, all right, they're going to be the fathers of course, the 12 tribes of Israel, all right. You get it? So it goes on. It says, "And take hold of it." All right, walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. All right, because when you in this truth, it's only going bring forth this light. All right, which is this wisdom, this knowledge and understanding. All right, when you come in this truth, other people gonna be looking at you. They're gonna be like, man, there's something different about that guy. And it's us. It's this truth that's shining, through us, all right? Because we the light of the world, all right? It goes on, "Give not thine honor to another, nor the thing that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation," all right? which we ain't giving this truth, you know, to basically these devils out here, all right? Because this ain't for them, all right? This is only for the elect right now on this side, all right? Which is going to be the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that are actually going to listen and hearken on to this truth, all right? Now, I'm going to skip down to 4 and 28 in Baruch. This is Baruch 4 and 28. It reads, "For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, so being returned, seek him 10 times more." All right? So, we went off. We went and started to, of course, follow other gods and all of that. Worshiping our women, worshiping false gods, Cesare Borgia, or what y'all call Jesus Christ. That white image and all of that. We Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we had that given on to us, down at the plantation, with this plantation Christianity doctrine, all right, which is pushed here in Great Babylon, which was pushed, of course, all over the four winds, all right, and now the whole world is drunken off that, which is a false image of the Most High, because the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he's an actual so-called Negro, all right, from the tribe of Judah, all right, meaning you got Yahushai, which is the Heavenly Father's son. He had the woolly hair, and everything, dark skin, everything, all right. Yeah, shalom. We're gonna continue on. Nah, they're not there. Slaki. We're gonna continue on. Slaki Akim. To the next verse. All right. So we actually go on Slaki. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy actually 4 and 5. All right. We're gonna read all the way to verse 10. This is Deuteronomy 4 and 5. It reads, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it." All right. So obviously Moses, he was given, of course, the law, statutes, commandments, all right, which he gave unto the children of Israel, all right, which the laws was only given unto us and not to the other nations, okay? The Lord is dealing exclusively with us, all right? It says, "Keep therefore and do them," all right? So keep them and do them. "For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." All right? These other nations, when we wake up to our heritage, they like, oh, yo, like, they don't know the name of the Most High, nothing like that. And they don't understand the people who the actual true children are. But when the Lord actually reveal who his actual, his people is and who the true men of the Lord, they really gonna be like, dang, like, wow, because these actual law, statutes, commandments is actually gonna govern all these other nations. They gonna be actually following the law, statutes, commandments. Because right now you got these these crackers, all of these other nations, East Indians and Ishmaelites, or the so-called Arabs. You got all the way down, everybody outside Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, outside of the tribes of Israel. They doing all type of matters of wickedness and folly, following any and everything, and it's not righteous because it's not inside of this law. All right. It says, "For what nation is there so great, who hath Yahweh Yahushai so nigh unto them?" Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is right near unto us. All right, we is his apple of his eye. All right. It goes on and it says, "As the Lord Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. In what nation is there so great, and has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen. All right, so you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, y'all gotta focus on Yahweh Shem Shai. Focus on these law, statutes, and commandments, and stop getting in everybody else's face and learning everything what they doing. Those false philosophies only gonna get you put to death. All right, because it's sin. It's nothing but transgression. All right, which is sin is transgression of the law. All right, going back to and what's that? 1 John, if I'm not mistaken. But let's continue on. It says, "And lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou shouldest before the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, thy power in Horeb, when the Lord Yahweh said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children." All right, so these laws, statutes, commandments, we supposed to teach, of course, our children. All right, our sons, and et cetera, et cetera. The men that set up, they gonna teach their children. They gonna teach their women. All right, and they gonna follow. All right, which you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all want to follow all type of false doctrines, and that's what's gonna lead you, of course, to destruction. Because the Lord's actually coming back to bring death and destruction to 2/3 of His people. All right, if y'all don't wake up to y'all heritage. So, we going to continue on to a part 2. But, with that, y'all just stay occupied, wake up, to your heritage, all right? Which is, you're a true Hebrew Israelite, all right? That's your actual nationality, all right? All of those other folks that's claiming our identity, they not, all right? It's crazy. But anyway, shalom.